Hello everyone, this is going to be my first ever Halo video. We are going to be doing a 3-part series known as Halo for Dummies. We're going to be doing a movement guide, a combat guide, and a special one at the very end. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, we're going to be doing our first ever episode of the series, which is going to be Halo Infinite Mobility. Now mobility is quite important because it allows you to dominate the map and dominate other Spartans if you know how to move around the map properly and get powerful weapons. Now, what I'm also going to be telling you guys, we need to know the basics of the mobility in Halo. So what do we actually have to work with? We have jumping, we have crouching, we have sprinting, and we have sliding. Now, this is very important because without the basics, we can't implement them to make more advanced mobility, which allows us to dominate other Spartans. So, the most basic one that we can ever talk about is slide jumping. So we can do this between the start, the middle, and the end. So for the start, it's just at the very start. For the middle, it's you let it go for a little bit longer. And at the end, you obviously wait until the very last second to jump to make your your slide, go as far as possible. Now, reasons why we should actually do this. It's because it moves your hitbox from the bottom, the lowest point that your Spartan can actually be, to a high point, which your Spartan can actually be. Now, it's also very good to peek corners like this. People don't expect you to have very big speed boosts when you peek corners, and it's very important, especially if someone's watching mid, for example, on this map, to go over to another safe point if you want to cross over, which is very important. You might get tagged just a little bit, but it is quite important mobility to actually learn. And if you guys don't actually do it, which I see a lot of people not doing it, I would suggest you guys start using it. Now, another very important mobility is called, I think it's called curb sliding, which is where if you have a flat surface on any map, at the very point where you're about to land, you want to slide to get that big speed boost just like that. Now, it is some practice. I would suggest going into a custom game and moving onto the middle map and putting no bots on. I just have a bot because I felt lonely. And just going to this little curb, and before you land on the ground, you want to slide, which allows you, oh, I didn't do it that time. I did it the first time, but it allows you to get a nice little speed boost. I didn't do it that time either. But it does allow you to get a nice little speed boost, and that technique is called curb sliding. Now, I want to quickly fit everything into a small little video here, but I will put a clip up there of me properly doing it. Now, another thing that we need to know is the map. Obviously, to make mobility very important, we need to know the maps that we play on. So I would suggest that you guys actually go into custom games, just play around with bots, have some fun, or just play quick play and actually observe the map. Now, why do I say do that? Well, because a lot of people actually just follow the roads of the map, right? I see a lot of people doing this, especially in Platinum, especially in Diamond. I see a lot of people just following the road. What you guys want to do is start actually using the map to hit other places faster. Practically, all I mean is instead of going up here, right, on the stairs, a lot of people don't know this. You can actually go here and jump up here. You can kill the oddball carrier just like this. Another great one, which is so basic, I don't know why I don't see a lot of people doing it, is you can jump from here all the way over there, which allows you to obviously cut some time if you are trying to kill some people in the sniper tower. Another big one is I don't see people do, which is right here, which is you can just slide jump here into this one, or you can just jump from here to this bridge. I don't know why people don't do this on this map. I think it's very basic. I don't see why people don't take little shortcuts. It's very important to always practice your shortcuts, knowing where you can jump, knowing where you can jump from. And it's just very good. Another basic one on this map as well, which I'll quickly show you, is I don't see people climb up here to jump over here. It's very basic. So my biggest tip is, like I said, just learn your map. Now, the next mobility step that we can actually need to talk about is gadgets. Gadgets are really important when it comes to mobility, especially we'll talk about one gadget, and in our gadget video, which we will actually talk about, I'll explain how to properly use them in the mobility section in that part, but we'll talk about one of them. Now, this is the repulsor. The repulsor is very important because it actually pushes back players, right? Very good for countering gravity hammers, very good for counting energy swords, melees, and grenades. But we can use this to our advantage as mobility players in Halo and look at the ground and press jump Q, right? Or whatever your gadget ability is. But jumping, let's say we can't actually make it up here. We want to make it up there. Bang, jump Q, look down. We can obviously now get up there. Another way to actually get up here is, well, jump Q. It's very simple, very sweet, very good and important mobility, especially when you hit high areas without having anything else. Grenade jumping we can talk about a little bit later. That's a bit scuffed in this, you know, in this game. It's not as good as the original Halo game, so we're just going to be talking about gadgets. Now, grapple hook is obviously the best mobility, but I actually like repulsors. I think people should start using them a little bit more. They're very important when it comes to hitting high ledges. Now, another big important thing I would also say about mobility is make sure you guys, like I was saying before, always keep slide jumping. Now, slide jumping is very important. Curb jumping is important, but it is also like you don't really need to do curb jumping unless you want to hit that max mobility. Now, I showed you guys how to practice it. I showed you guys what you need to do. I've just not doing it at the moment, which is quite, you know, pathetic, especially if I'm trying to make a guide on mobility. Now, but I think that's practically it that I can talk about mobility. Mobility is all about moving through the map, knowing the map, and just knowing the very basics of sprint, jump, slide. I know it's a pretty pathetic guide, but it is what it is. I can't tell you guys any more than that. Remember, repulsor is the win. Make sure you guys always use it. It allows for some sexy gameplay. And yeah, I'll show you guys a little bit of my gameplay with my mobility. And yeah, until next time, everyone, peace.